Charlie, we've heard that the locker room is in a good place right now, and John Tortorella, from before he heard the job, before he took the job, had heard like that locker room ain't great. So he kind of came in with that preconception. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but I think it bears, like, as long as this continues, this good stretch of hockey, were we kind of underselling, or was it undersold to us how potentially toxic the locker room was over not just last year, not just because of Ivan Provorov now, but like the last few years, really since let's say Alain Vigneault, quote unquote, quit on the team, according to Jake Voracek?
Well, I do agree that there were some locker room issues. I don't particularly like the word toxic because I don't think that's the way it was. Like Ivan Provorov, actually, honestly, we talked about this morning while I was en route to Denver. I think it was when I was in the airport waiting for my flight to take off, in our Discord. So diehards, if you're not already in our Discord, join our Discord. You can chat about things like this before the show. But the Provorov situation, I think, was like, he was a malcontent. He did not want to be here by the end. That was very clear. But I don't think he was really doing much to really mess up team chemistry, because the room was pretty united in that they didn't like Ivan Provorov. It wasn't as if it wasn't as if he was dividing anyone. Pretty much everyone just kind of rolled their eyes when Provorov would do his thing and act like the reason why he wasn't scoring points was because the coaches weren't putting him in a position to succeed, and not because he's actually not that great of an offensive defenseman. So, yeah, you had to get rid of Provorov. He was a malcontent. He didn't want to be here, and you want everybody in the room to be there. But I don't think he was really messing anything up beyond people just not wanting to deal with him anymore, which, fair. I honestly think, and this is why I hesitate to use for toxic, I actually think like a bigger problem in that room, and I don't want to say a problem because he's a really good dude, and I don't think he necessarily did anything wrong, but I think it was more important to trade Kevin Hayes, because Kevin Hayes was actually popular in that room. He was very well liked because Kevin Hayes is a really good guy, and having a really good guy who everybody likes basically butting heads with the coach the entire season, I think had an impact, especially when the reason why Hayes was butting heads with Torts was because Torts was telling him to do certain things and change his game in certain ways, and Hayes either wasn't able or didn't want to. And it makes it hard to like implement a real uniform set of accountability rules when one of the team leaders and one of the most well-liked guys on the team, and Kevin Hayes, is not fully buying into those accountability rules that the coach is setting forward. And I feel like with Hayes, like it's a good thing for both sides. It was not going to work. Hayes is now in a place where hopefully he's having a lot more fun. Hopefully he's not butting heads with Craig Ruby the same way he was butting heads with John Tortorella. But it's working. It's working here because now all of the leadership guys, all the guys at the top, Sean Couturier, Scott Lawton, even Travis Sanheim, Travis Konechny, the guys who people look to, it seems like they are all fully bought into this, fully bought into what John Tortorella is saying. And I just feel like as long as Kevin Hayes is going to be here, like, you couldn't take away that leadership role because he was the guy that everybody liked, but he was never going to be showing the example that John Tortorella wanted him to show, which is why I think John Tortorella basically went into Danny Briere's office and was like, you got to get rid of this guy. I don't care what you got to do. You got to get rid of him because I can't make this work if he's here.
I really appreciate in the comments we just saw, and it was like, I'm asking about the locker room, what the problems are, and someone just goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just Couturier being hurt for 2 years. Like,
he's not wrong.
Problem. Listen, yeah. Sean Couturier has returned to this lineup and been a hero.
We all silly like the mayor.